To those who lived downstream, it was a flood of almost biblical proportions when water began flowing over Canyon Lake's emergency spillway during the 2002 flood. It caused catastrophic flooding downstream, and it also created an enormous gorge, which is where we're going for this week's Texas Outdoors. Not many people who were here then will ever forget the July 4th weekend of 2002. Roughly 35 inches of rain fell in a week, creating this, which in turn created this.
It's hard to date something geologically by closer than 500,000 years. So I will say probably no more than 2 million years from top to bottom.
67,000 cubic feet of water per second for days flowing over the Canyon Lake spillway has given us a look at 110 to 112 million years ago.
What do you see?
Wow, dinosaur tracks.
Exactly.
I'll be darned.
So, step.
Holy
Exactly.
cow.
They think it was a Acrocanthosaurus, a predecessor of the T-Rex.
But he would have been the apex predator. Would have been about as long as a school bus, 16 feet tall to the shoulder.
And those aren't the only tracks either. The water eroded every bit of dirt from millions of years of rock for about 1.25 miles. In some places, the gorge is 40 feet deep.
So this is that example of that
Wow.
huge chasm. We call it the Pit of Despair, but that used to have the whirlpool in it.
The flood revealed things rarely seen, which is why geologists from around the country are coming to Canyon Lake.
They come down and they're willing to pay $1,000 to stand on the relay ramp and go, oh, wow. And for us, it's like, it's a rock. I think they probably have less opportunities to see cool stuff like that accessible, and that's why it makes such a big difference.
Things that you can find here are, I'm just looking at this, you think it's rock, but I mean, there were obviously, you look down at this, these were obviously living organisms, creatures at one point.
Giving us a glimpse of what life was like millions of years ago. It also gives us a look at what sustains life today.
And so now you're able to see those channels, and depending on the height of the water table, you get water coming out from those entrances. Like if it's higher, we'll see waterfalls coming out from all of those openings.
These aquifer channels have been hidden for millions of years. The water constantly flows. It's what the entire area looks like underground, something we would have never known before the flood of 2002. All right, this place is so cool. We just scratched the surface in this story. The gorge is federal property, so it is protected. The Gorge Preservation Society runs tours year-round. It's just $10 a head. It's 1.25 miles long. Their website, www.canyongorge.org. We'll put a link to that on our website, kens5.com. And this was an awesome suggestion for Texas Outdoors. So I'm really glad it was recommended, but we don't want to just, for you to just send us to places. We want you to come along with us. If you have an adventure you'd like us to check out, email me, bdavis@kens5.com. You can hit me up on Twitter @BarryDavisTV. Reach out to us on the Kens5 Facebook page. Whatever it is, come with us into the great Texas Outdoors and go on an adventure. And guys, I've driven by this place a million times and looked at it and thought, well, it's just where the flood came through. But that 1.25 mile walk, just there were so many wow moments during it. It's just amazing. It's a neat thing. And I'm not like a rock guy, but it was cool. It was really cool.
Rock and roll, maybe.
Yeah,
we've got
I'm
so
very
many,
much a rock guy.
We've got so many great places. The Texas Outdoors actually just took my daughter to the Caverns Natural Bridge, which isn't far from here. And it's just so many great rock formations, and we're really spoiled out here.
The dinosaur tracks were just amazing.
That was really cool.
There's a bunch of them out there too. So
very, very cool.